See, here there is some, wait, cross application components.
Your screen is not visible, Gopi.
No, I shared, huh? Okay, let me see. Mhm. Somewhere it comes with customer vendor integration. So data got, so where it comes. RS search with CVI customer vendor. Let's see if it is like that. Now you just check where it was. Right. Now am I audible? Hello?
Yes, Gopi, you are audible.
Okay. So it is in master data. Under what master data? Okay. I was in cross application, same, correct. Master data. Okay. See here, customer vendor integration. See, basically what it was happening earlier. I'll talk about it. Honestly, I didn't work on this in my throughout my career because I didn't work on migration project. Means earlier there was a ECC. Customer number, assume you have a number range of 90001. Vendor 70001. Altogether, it is a two different separate master data. Later, when it comes to HANA, they call it as a business partner. What they do, what they did there is they created as a business partner and they made it as a role. Gopi can act as a father, Gopi can act as a husband, Gopi can act as a son, right? And Gopi can act as a son-in-law. Following? It's the same person, you can play different roles. Earlier, what was happening? Gopi customer, Gopi vendor, Gopi son, Gopi father. I mean, they used to create subseparate. Unnecessarily, the master data was getting increased, the number. But now, for one person, you'll have multiple roles. They made it as a role. Okay. That's why what they did, right? Any SAP project which was in ECC earlier, when they're migrating to HANA, the new which you are working is for HANA, what they did, they had two different numbers. Now they have to map it to one BP. So that is where customer vendor integration. Okay, setting for customer vendor integration, set BP role. So many documents and videos are there for this customer vendor integration. Set BP role. Just what is our role? If remember FLCU01, we use this role. Correct?
Yeah, got it.
Similarly, vendor. What is this? This is no set BP role for direction BP to customer. You understand here. Ours is customer to BP. Legacy was customer. Define BP role for direction customer to BP. Say in legacy, there is an account group 0001. Oh, this is see, for example, ABB1 raw material. I mean, for one account group, where do you see the account group? Just I'll show. In the legacy, it was showing the account group, but now it is not used that much. You click change to setting, not setting, sorry. Create or change if you give, there is a group. This is account group. I mean, here it is BP grouping, okay? In legacy, in old system, if you use, it will show that I'll show the field at least in database level where it was stored. So earlier, KNA1 was the master data table. See, this value. So that is what here. That one, it is mapped to what role? Say, for example, now I don't know the account group. I know the BP role. If I give BP role here, it will not filter because only you have to give in the first field in the sequence to give the position. Or else another way to filter here is selection by contents. If you give here, what is my BP role? FLCU01. Select here. It's just like our Excel filter. See, now they're grouped to PMMS. Right now only PMMS. What is PMMS? PMMS customer group. That is mapped on the vendor master integration. See, with this for legacy, with this group, it is there, it is mapped to here. Then fields for customer integration. Any fields, assign keys, define number assignment, direction. You see, it's a vice versa. Direction from customer to BP. from my customer, say for example, PMMS. Here the group they made it as PPSS. It can, you can have a same number, BP and customer can have the same number or it can have a different number. So that is here.
Okay. Business
Hmm.
partner in the sense customer only, right?
No, see, business partner is a human or a man, human being.
Yeah.
It can have multiple roles. It can act as a role of son, it can act as a role of son-in-law, husband, father, son, brother-in-law. It's a role. The role FLCU01 is a sales role. So that is a customer role. There is a FL instead of CU, if it is FLVN01 means vendor role. The role, business partner. I'll show that. No, here only customer is created. I'll just show further. What would you want? Yes, LVN. FLVN is a FI vendor. FLVN01 is a just like our customer FISD, supplier FIMM, vendor one. Okay, it's multiple roles. See name, what it says. Determines when you create a business partner as part of customer, use the same number as the customer vendor number that is being processed. Number range. Basically, customer and vendor will have a same name. You can have the same name or a different name. So, so you Google for more steps. I mean, they have given clearly on that. So here, like you want what all details? This one leave it as an attribute specification. Any default value, leave it. Setting up vendor integration. Similarly, how we did for customer integration. This is that. Business partner and customer integration check. Probably, wait. Now that I just practiced once, but I don't recall this one. Basically, moving the customer and vendor data to BP with the same number, that is customer vendor integration, that is that. Same business. Mhm. Hmm. Earlier customer vendor, now it is called customer vendor integration. But technically it will write to the respective tables KNA1 for customer, LFA1 for vendor. And he was asking one more on the product methodology, how you can any project you start. I mean, probably in your engineering days, you might have read that waterfall approach. See, generally, so far we worked on the waterfall methodology in SAP, but now people are start doing agile implementation or agile methodology to implement any project. What is waterfall?
First, we have to
Waterfall,
plan, then define, implement.
waterfall model. Basically, yeah, analyze, design, develop, test. So basically what we do, first we gather the requirement step by step. Then you design. Design means how they'll give the requirement. As a business, I'll say I want all the sales order to be created automatically, no manual orders. It has to created via API. I mean, I'll say this. Then you have to do okay. Design. You come here in the sales document type. I should set the option as A in the sales document creation. Remember, it only allows to create automatically that you design it. You put it on paper or a PPT or whatever. Then develop. What you do in the develop, you configure basically. Development means for a functional it is configuration. For ABAPers it is a coding. Then test. There are so many types of testing. Unit testing, integration testing, unit integration.
UAT, end user testing,
That is user
Use-
acceptance testing.
acceptance testing. Yeah.
Yeah. And mm, uh, regression testing. Okay, this is important. Okay, just you guys understand what is that. At least I'll tell this. Unit testing is okay. Basically, I did that in the OR document. Just set the document block to A and only testing by creating VA01. If it throws error, okay, it is working. That is unit testing. But you will not do the end-to-end testing. Only that portion of the testing is unit. That unit you tested. Integration testing. Integration testing, what will happen? Say, for example, if you have IDOC related, order is created via IDOC. Okay, that integration, create an order from the third party. That is integration testing. Regression testing. What is regression testing? Say, for example, you did, I mean, I'll say for AZ01 sales are only that automation creation allowed. For rest, only for that, only automation creation allowed. Means for BOCH sales, manual creation should be allowed. How do you do that? How do you ensure that is regression testing? Means you will check for AZ01, okay, automatic working. But you need to regression, standard deviation, you have deviated. You need to regression. Means for other things, other sales are it is impact. I mean, is there any impact or not? Impact testing. That is regression. Finally, UAT, user acceptance testing, what they'll do, by after all your changes, business will test by themselves whether it is working as per their needs or not. Generally, what business test and what you test, there is a lot of difference because you just test for your portion and you just move it. But business, they will test as per the steps they follow in production. Then so many times you face issues. So that's why whenever you start doing any project, you check with the business what all steps you perform to do this testing. I mean, how do you replicate the data? How do you test? So you that is user acceptance test. Then deployment. Deployment means moving the changes to production. MTP or they call move to production. Then deployment, go live support, post go live support. What is this? Maintenance. Maintenance is support. This is the waterfall model. Basically, what will happen if I want to construct, if I ask you to construct a house, it's one by one step you perform. This is waterfall. But there is one more methodology called agile. Agile methodology, what it does is now people started using this. See, methodology. Waterfall, what will happen? Entire requirement they gather, you will prepare a design for entire thing, and then you start doing. What will happen if, say, for example, if I ask you to make Ganesha here, you didn't understand it properly, assume you made a Ganesha's father Shiva. Then to correct this, you spent a lot of time to develop that. Then during the testing, if I say no, I asked to make Ganesha, but you made its father Shiva. Then what will happen? The development, probably 3 months or 4 months, the time you have taken, everything is wasted and again revisit from beginning. So to avoid this, now there is one more methodology called agile. What they'll do, instead of giving the requirement full, what they do, they split the requirement into chunks, or they call it as they use some word like sprints. Mm, User story, yes. User story. What is user story? Instead of asking to make Ganesha, I'll say user story one. Make face as elephant face. User story two. And ears as elephant ear. Make the tummy bigger. Just I'm taking. Keep the fat below the leg. Basically, if I just ask make Ganesha, you are following what I'm giving the example? A complete. Or else, if I ask you to prepare a marriage meal, simple, gather requirement. I'll just say marriage meal. So many things. Without any clarification, if you do, then it will be wrong. So what they'll make, they'll give a user story. Make uh, uh, biryani masala, then get chicken. Clean the chicken. They'll give the steps. Almost, they'll make small units.
Like how
Or
testers will write the test cases, right, Gopi?
uh,
Like
that is
step by
steps.
step.
That is steps. Testers comes later. But here, this is user story, executable format. They divide. See, simple. To make a Ganesha idol in sand, people, if I ask, if I say in the requirement only Ganesha, it should have an elephant face here, yes, this bigger ear, tummy, everything I'll write. They'll not write completely. If I tell, there are chances that you might forget some small portion. But if I make it very detailed requirement and split into multiple, then you'll deliver this. only this, deliver only face, then make only ear, make only tummy, later assemble everything. That is splitting the requirement into user story, executable format. So for this, they'll give 2 weeks. Generally, sprint, they call it a sprint, 2 weeks sprint. Means 15 days you have to deliver the face. Next 15 days you have to deliver the ear. Next 15 days you have to develop the tummy. Next, prepare the rat. I mean, make the rat and keep it under leg. This so that any correction, say for example, if you instead of making elephant here, you made a human here, then we'll ask so that you can only fix that instead of fixing everything. That is the agile methodology, the advantage. Instead of a bigger requirement, I am asking you to make a small portions. That is agile methodology. So 1 second, I'll just put. So that is agile methodology. But SAP Activate, I don't know what is SAP Activate. I never did that. SAP, I keep hearing this word, but I never spent time to know what is that. See, after certain age, nobody will come and teach you. You have to read by yourself. I didn't spend much time on this, but I heard that SAP Activate is there. But what is that? I don't know. Simply, see.
Gopi, sorry to interrupt. Actually, Aryan has explained us about this, but we have forgot. He has already mentioned also in notes. ASAP methodology.
I never use this. Okay.
Okay.
But that is for interviews, people will ask, okay, but in the real time you will not even get to know what you're doing, okay, which I'm doing. With the 18 years, I mean, I keep hearing these words: prepare phase, execute, run, go live, but I didn't know that these all constitute activity. Okay, so just what is that? SAP activity is a modern, see, agile implementation methodology, which I explained from SAP for deploying and adopting SAP HANA. It combines SAP best practices, reduce cost, provide flexibility, iterative approach. The methodology supports cloud, leave it all those things, key components, tools, roadmap. See how it works. Understand the goals, prepare, set up the project roadmap, finalize plan, execute, that is build, run, deploy the solution, goal. See, it is again same, right? Development, move the changes to production, go live. Preparation phase, I mean design basically. Discover means understanding the requirements. It's nothing but old wine put in new bottle, that's it. Okay. Okay. Now, anything which SAP can't do, this is important. Just listen. Anything which SAP can't do, but business will ask, how do you do? You can't configure. You can't configuration. There's no option. In SAP, I'll say if the sales order quantity is greater than 100, then put a message. Volume quantity is higher than the expected. SAP is not giving that, right? How do you do? For this, there is a role of developer. Then you have that is called enhancement. Any deviation from the standard SAP, or anything which SAP can't fulfill. I mean, standard SAP can't fulfill, ABAPers can fulfill it. That's where a developer comes into picture. So if you simple business says, if or it says you can't enter the quantity more than 100, we should not allow to create any user to enter quantity more than 100. There is a limitation, just like Gopi, I mean, in the hotel they restrict, you can take maximum 3 dosa, you can't take beyond that. So technically, how do you do? You tell the requirement to developer, developer will write code, where they'll write code in the SAP enhancement. SAP has given, okay, you just need to buy it. Some people will ask, do you know anything on enhancement? I mean, developer will take care, but I know they use the enhancement. But how do you know the program name? You know only T code, VS03, right? You know only the T code, VS03. What is the program for sales order? You don't know. So I'll go with VS03. If you give in the SC93 transaction, it gives the program name SAP MV45A. SAP MV45A, if you open in SC38, this is a program. Just you for you to understand. Oh, sorry. They will laugh because people will change whatever they want. In the test environment, they change so that I'll tell you why they have not given access to SC38. Because similarly, like your batch, there will be a development team batch. I mean, learners batch. If they directly go to SAP MB45A and write, I mean, if they change some code, then even functional can't execute that T code because there is error. So that's the reason they have restricted for to open the AC38. Since I was a developer earlier, I know any other way to enter backdoor. I'm just checking whether there are options to show that. See, it is opening. So what is my program? SAP MB45A display. See, it's the double click. See, there are so many user exits. The main user exit, MB45A Where is that? This is very, very much important. People will ask, do you know any include where developers write a code? MB45A You can note down this. MB45A Here, say for example, if you go inside, there is a user exit delete document. People can write code in between these two to delete any document like that. Field modification, move fields, VBAC, header table. Any changes you want to move, the table value you want to modify, you can move here. I mean, you can change here. This is a like VBAP, item level table, VBEP, schedule line table. If you want to do something on the number range, they can write code here. This is the enhancement. Anything, what is enhancement or user exit? Anything you can't achieve from the standard SAP, you can achieve using our developer, writing our own code. Okay, SAP has given the placeholders or a hook to write your own logic to deviate from the standard SAP. So you understood? Hello. Understood? On the enhancement, I mean, this is not, you don't have to do, just hear that word. Like,
Yeah, Gopi, understood.
okay, then what are other things you want to know? Mhm. Oh, so do you have any questions to me? See?
No questions, Gopi.
So probably, I mean, we'll wind up the classes. In case if you require one class, we can connect because I know it's already 10 to 11, it's too late for you guys. Okay, you, in case if required, we'll connect further.
Sure, Gopi.
Okay, Gopi.
Okay.
So all the portions are over with this, Gopi, or is there anything pending?
No, portions are over. And one more thing, Sutan, like
Yeah.
in SAP, I mean, you can't learn 100%. Even I don't know. See,
I know,
Activate,
yeah,
I never. Yeah. Okay. What you have to do, right? Whenever, see, customer vendor integration long back once for practice I did. Of course, I can't remember because I'm getting aged. I can't remember everything. See, the without Google, no SAP consultant will work. Okay. You should know how to catch the fish. See, just Google customer vendor integration. Then they'll give the something steps or something, some assistance. Go through it. Okay, you'll get to know, you come and configure.
Okay.
That way, like they everything, even some business process which we don't know, or some error you are facing, if you can't solve that, Google it. You'll get to know the answers. That is the only way. Google is the god for SAP guys. Only thing, you should know how to search, and you should have a patience to read, not one link. You should read multiple links. Some people, I mean, some knowledgeable person explains very well. There are some faltu resources, simply they say, go here, fix this. Some people will explain what is that, why you are getting that error. They'll give the uh, root cause analysis as well. Okay, with that you learn. That's why I always insist, if any of your team member is facing issue, go and solve it. Then you learn more and you remember more. If you have worked more, then you'll have more confidence. Of course, you will not invent to fix the issue. You'll just Google, or you'll just read somewhere. With that knowledge only you try to solve. The same thing, if you practice more, then you'll learn. Your confidence will gain more. See, honestly, when I was a developer, okay, let me stop recording. That is not. Where is the recording stop? One second, let me try to share stuff. Where is one stop? See, basically, it's just a confidence. What you need to do is, if you don't know, I mean, don't lose the hope. Just Google, spend more time, then you learn. To That's the only way. There is no other. Especially for SAP, there is no shortcut. You need to put more efforts to know. And when there is a concept, just try to listen to that concept. What is that? Try, gain more knowledge. And of course, you can't remember everything. If you are working only on iDocs, you will not know other things. You'll tend to forget. But it's just a confidence. For me, like now, when I was a developer, I didn't know on the SD. To configure one item category, I was taking 8 hours time. Initially, I took 8 hours to configure a single item category because I was not knowing, I was not confident. I was just creating in a table entry and then testing whether it is working. Then I was configuring. That way, if the effort is more, then the future confidence will get more. You practice and make notes, and that will help you to. And also in the interview, I'm telling, whatever I may explain may come or may not come. Whatever they ask, just note down the questions, come and prepare for it. If you attend for 5 interviews, sixth interview will be the repeated questions. Okay, so don't lose the hope. I wish you all the best. Okay, for all of you. Oh, okay. I'll keep checking with Atul or Raman. Like once you get to know, I mean, once you get into any organization or something. Okay.
Yeah, Gopi, if your number was
Sure,
shared, it would be helpful for us.
Yeah, I'll honestly I have to buy a SIM, okay? I'll share it, definitely I'll share to, I ask Atul to share to your group, okay? I'll do that. Give me 1 or 2 days. I was not keeping well, so I couldn't do that. This week, if possible, I'll do it. I'm not getting time to go out, that's the problem. I'll do that, okay? So you you concentrate and you be focused. Never lose any hope in the interview. Of course, I know first 2 3 interviews you will fail in the interview. Note down the questions, search answers for it. And how do you explain? Read. How much ever read, that much ever you understand. Okay, I'll definitely pass on my number. Okay, okay.
Okay,
I
Gopi.
wish you all the very
Okay.
best. Okay.
Thank
May
you,
Allah
Gopi.
bless
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Gopi.
Thank you.